Disney Infinity was a Toys to Life action adventure sandbox type game developed by Avalanche Studios and published by Disney Interactive. Before Disney Infinity's creation, Skylanders started to take over the world with their never before seen Toys to Life aspect, and although the idea of Disney Infinity had been a thing since 2008, it wouldn't be until they saw the success of the Skylanders series when they finally decided they wanted a piece of that pie. They released a starter pack on August 18, 2013 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii, before eventually releasing it on PC and Nintendo's newest console at the time, the Wii U, later that year in November for the steep price of $75. The starter pack includes the three characters Sully from Monsters Inc., Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles, and Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. Unfortunately, I didn't store my figures very well, so Sully looks like this, and I completely lost Captain Jack. It also came with the playset piece that has all three of their respective worlds in it, the game, a power disc, and the infamous Infinity base, which unironically still has a beautiful design. Although there were 3 included figures in the starter pack, you could still go out and buy other figures to pair with the playsets or the toy box mode we'll go over later. For the Incredibles playset, you can pair together the whole family, or if you're feeling villainous, you can use the GOAT himself, Syndrome. In the Monsters University playset, you can buy Mike Wazowski and the D1 hater himself, Randall. And lastly, in the Pirates set, you could buy and use Hector Barbosa or the legend himself, Davy Jones. Additionally, they sold 3 separate playsets, which were Cars, the Lone Ranger, and Toy Story in Space. Included in the Cars playset was the playset piece, Lightning McQueen, and Holly Shiftwell. Mater and Francesco Bernoulli were purchasable separately if you wanted them as well. The Lone Ranger playset came with the set piece, Tonto, and of course the Lone Ranger. And last but not least, the Toy Story in Space set includes obviously the set piece, Buzz Lightyear, and Jessie. And of course they weren't going to leave out the man himself. Additionally, you could purchase Woody if you wanted to use him in this set as well. Finally, one of the last sections of the video, and the one everyone has been waiting on, the toy box mode. Disney Infinity was the first and only of the Toys to Life genre to have its own sandbox mode where you could basically do whatever and use whichever characters your heart desired. This mode was inspired by the toy box mode in the Toy Story 3 video game. This was the part of the game that everyone loved the most, and this is what many people remember the game for, aside from all of its well-known IPs, obviously. In this mode, the player can use items unlocked from the playsets and items purchased using the in-game currency called Sparks to create endless amounts of worlds and fun games to play with friends through local co-op. In this mode, you can bring things from pretty much every playset and combine them together with Toybox exclusive items as well. Due to the game being open world and non-linear, it was quite hard to reach the edges of the map until eventually you reach the max storage cap for your created world. You could also play the Adventures mode, which teaches players how to use all of the tools available in the toy box mode and also help level up your character after your first playthrough. This mode also supported online multiplayer, but I personally never played it, so I don't know how good or bad it was. The toy box mode was also released as its own separate release for the iPad, Nintendo 3DS, and PC in late 2013. Now, you may be asking, Wazanks, how would I use my already owned characters in the game if there's no Infinity base? Well, you'd use the web code cards that came included with every character and playset. Hopefully you kept up with those. One huge addition to the toy box mode were power discs. Power discs came in 2 different types, one of them being hexagonal and the other one being circular, and they both did 2 different things. The hexagonal discs would go where the playset pieces normally are, and they would exclusively change the environment, such as altering the terrain, changing the backgrounds, adding new vehicles or weapons to your world. The circular disc, however, are character specific discs that must go underneath the figure on the base. Now these discs are strictly for character enhancements such as raising damage done, health replenishment, and allowing faster level gains. You get 1 random power disc included in the starter pack, but the rest must be purchased in blind bags of 2 for $4.99. There were plenty of figures and characters made for Disney Infinity, but did you know that there weren't only playset specific characters? There were also characters released strictly for the toy box mode. These characters are only able to be utilized in toy box worlds and toy box games, as they were sold in single packs with no playsets ever planned for their characters. This is where Disney would then add their extra IPs into the game, such as Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, Jack Skellington, Rapunzel, and many more. Now, one of the biggest issues people seem to have was justifying the purchase of these glorified toys. I mean, one figure was $12.99, a 3-pack was $29.99, the playsets were $34.99, and the game itself was a whopping $75. This is where I believe Disney Infinity fell short for many people. It was really the pricing of the game and the figures, and you know, it was very hard for folks to justify paying these prices for basically playable statues. I personally get hit with a wave of nostalgia when I think about Disney Infinity. I still own the game, Portal, and a nice lump sum of my old characters. Now, before you say anything, yes, this is a Skylanders case. mind your business. I was always a Disney Infinity kid, and I always preferred it over Skylanders. Disney Infinity will forever hold that spot in my heart over Skylanders and Lego Dimensions because it was really my first introduction to Toys to Life, and it was a pretty fun game to play, and I still like to play it these days. This has been quite a long video, so I'll just wrap it up here. I just have one question to ask. If Disney Infinity returned today, would you buy it?